What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with AltCoin Buzz. So today we're going to talk about the government shutdown. The United States government is having they're shutting down where they got to clean house or tidy up shop or come into agreement. And with that being said, people are asking me, Jeff, what's going to go on with the market? Is the market going to improve? Is it going to peel back? Is it going to stagnate? And obviously, I don't have a crystal ball, so how can I answer that? But typically, asset classes like precious metals and whatnot tend to experience some sort of uptick in prices. For example, this right here, if you don't know what this is the gold ticker. This is currently sitting at 1,338, so that's the price of gold per ounce. We'll see where that goes. As you can see, I also have Ripple up here. I have Bitcoin's price, and I have Ethereum. It says 113 for Ethereum. That means 1,113 or 30. I'm sorry. So, anyways, as far as this government shutdown goes, as of right now, we're not seeing any real adverse effects, but it still hasn't fully kicked in. And it's actually just now almost time for Washington and the Eastern Seaboard of the United States to wake up and confront this issue. So here on Twitter, AltCoinBuzzIO, we put this out there to the community to ask you guys, how do you anticipate the government shutdown will affect the cryptocurrency market? So I just posted this 4 minutes ago. We've only had 457 votes, but most of you guys seem to say it's pretty even actually. Most of you seem to think that the market will surge, but it's really too early to tell. So we have to check back in on this as the results are continuing to come in. Let's take a look at some of these comments. What government shutdown? Great profit taking opportunity from dip earlier this week. People will not be working, so I expect them to consolidate. Think it will go down. Government shutdown of what itself? What goes around comes around. Let's all just be positive about the government and let it work it out. So crypto, trust, and invest. You mean a government shutdown as in hypothetical one? Okay, so it sounds like people are kind of confused about what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and dive right in here. So this is an article that was written 3 hours ago by Al Jazeera because it's still morning time, or not even yet morning really, on the eastern seaboard of the United States. Al Jazeera, a Middle Eastern publication, has this article that we'll resort to here. The United States federal government began partial shutdown at midnight Friday after Senate Democrats voted to block a bill over immigration and spending. A measure to fund the government until the middle of February was passed in the House of Representatives on Thursday. But the Republican-led Senate was unable to sway enough Democrats to vote for the bill that will have kept agencies open. The shutdown comes after the collapse of bipartisan talks on a U.S. spending bill that hinged on continued protections under the DACA program for undocumented immigrants, which Democrats support. It would deliver a direct and indirect impact on the U.S. economy. Beth Ann Bovino, a senior economist at financial ratings agency Standard & Poor's, told Al Jazeera, so the S&P, the last shutdown was in 2013 and lasted 16 days. What's the direct impact? So as you can see, government shutdowns historically are known to affect the economy. However, cryptocurrency is essentially outside of the normal economy. As we know, it functions as a different asset class that does not go up, or does not really, it's just disconnected, right? It could even be said as if the dollar went down, crypto would go up. So it could be speculated that. Well, we'll see. But what's the direct impact? The direct impact, Bovino said, would be an immediate loss of productivity from about 700,000 government employees deemed non-essential. So how many government employees are actually invested in the market? What kind of actions will they be taking? Will they be pulling money out? Will they be consolidating their positions? So this is something to keep an eye on with 700,000 government employees that will not be working or getting paid as the government comes to a screeching halt. These workers will be furloughed, meaning they will be put on leave until the governments resume functioning. Now, I don't know exactly about a furlough, if that's paid or unpaid leave, but if someone in the audience wants to help us out, is a furlough paid or unpaid? While there is no guarantee government workers will be will be paid for this leave, historically they have been retroactively in the case of a shutdown. Even if they are paid, the U.S. government will experience lost productivity from almost 1 million people, Bovino said. So what industries are reliant upon government contractors spending money? at work. For example, if a convenience store is right next to a military base or some sort of government installment agency, well, they won't have people coming in there for normal business. That's just an example. Or it could be some commuter bus or train. The time spent not working on ongoing initiatives will never come back, the economist continued. How will people be affected? National parks, museums, and monuments are expected to shut down, as will the processing of passports and visas if the shutdown continues beyond a few days. This will impact tourism, so even tour agencies and travel companies will be affected by this. National parks in the West, Smithsonian's Institute and museums in the East will not be open to the public. So I know I'm going into the details here about this, and I'm not trying to go political here, but we're talking about the real world effects of this and how that can apply to cryptocurrency. And most of it's going to come down to hitting the pockets of cryptocurrency investors and how they will respond to this. Will they need to pull money out? So will they need to sell to pull money out to put it in to pay their bills that they're not getting paid from normal paychecks? Obviously, furloughed government employees might get a retroactive repayment, but what about the businesses that rely on those government employees? Okay, so it's kind of a slippery slope. So just being aware of this will at least give us some insight as to how something like this would affect the market. So you have this U.S. government is shut down as last-ditch bid to secure funding deal fails. So we've got that information now on Reddit. We have, could a government shutdown affect Bitcoin? Could we see a drop in Bitcoin? Okay, typically government and economic turmoil drives money into precious metal and assets, which we talked about earlier. Although it's impossible to say for sure, it very well could fuel crypto prices. So this person's saying it could drive up the prices. I honestly doubt a shutdown would affect much. If anything, people might buy in more due to uncertainty of the government. In my mind, the shutdown makes Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general a lot more attractive. Bitcoin is about getting away from the government. The shutdown could push people already getting into cryptos cause them to invest. Okay, so let's revisit our poll here. See what you guys are saying. Still really close. I mean, we've only got 804 votes. 32% of you think the market will go up. 30% say it will go down. So it's really hard to tell. No effect. Stagnation. And if we just look at the market, 617, where is it going from here? It looks like it's going up because the price of Bitcoin is almost approaching 13,000. 621 billion. So the market's going up, but it's not. People are not fully awake yet. So we haven't fully seen the effect of this. And it's Saturday. So it's business as usual. It's Saturday, Sunday. Come Monday, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on how the market reacts Monday, and if the shutdown continues Monday and beyond into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even into the later part of next week and the next week, how will that affect the market? That'll really be the true test. So what are other people saying on Twitter here? You have government shutdown and cryptocurrency prices steady climbing. What's going on? So people are confused. They're like, what is really going on here, right? So government shutdown, all cryptos run green and Ripple is in red. Coincidence? I think not. Decentralized cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency blockchain. So you have all this different information. People are really just speculating. Then you have Bitcoin futures. COP says it will remain on beat during shutdown. The U.S. Commodities Futures Trading Board said it will keep tabs on Bitcoin futures trading and other markets during a government shutdown, even though it would be forced to halt many other activities. One component of the agency's mission is to oversee orderly derivatives markets and to police those markets to ensure they are free of fraud and manipulation, the CFTC said in a statement Friday. In the event of a shutdown, the agency will have expected staff in place. You have to remember, guys, cryptocurrency is open to the world, not just like the New York Stock Exchange is just to the American people. This also involves other countries. That's why you have other countries like China and South Korea when they have proposed government shutdowns. So these are just some factors that are at play here geopolitically that also have a geoeconomic impact on the market. A global economic impact can happen because of anything, and this is just part of globalization that you have to get used to. There's many cards in play that can drive up or down the price. So you have to really, when you start working in cryptocurrency or start getting invested in cryptocurrency, broadening your global, becoming more worldly or becoming more global in your spectrum. It's not just about the American economy now; it's about the global economy. Something to keep in mind, guys. But yes, in this point here, the American economy or the American government could be playing a factor on how the market responds, and we'll keep an eye on that. So let's go ahead and go back here. Let's update this one more time to see how people are responding on Twitter. All right. Most of the people, well, not most of the people. This is really, I mean, stagnation and no effect are kind of the same words. I guess I should have used operative words, but then again, stagnation and no effect, I don't know. They're kind of different words. Let's see what you guys are saying. What government shutdown still? I swear Americans think they have so much impact on the world footprint. Lol, the USA isn't like Asia where they pull out the market crashes. Okay, so he's saying, hey, the USA thinks they're the bee's knees, but they're really not. Seriously, why would the market go down? I'm actually looking for a reasonable answer to this, interested in the argument, and that's why we're making this video. So we're just kind of opening up that dialogue, and I hope I at least outlined some of these points that we'd like to go over. If that was a clickable link, I would click on it, but it's not a clickable link, so we cannot do that. So anyways, in other news, I tweeted this about Vertcoin. I took out a position on Vertcoin. People are saying, why would I buy at all-time highs? This is not an all-time high for Vertcoin. Man, this is, I try to be patient with the amount of ignorance that exists in the market. When I say that I don't buy in green, okay, look, Vertcoin, all it takes is a simple search. Do a VTC. Vertcoin is not on an all-time high. It is up 21%, but it is on a dip, recovering like the rest of the market. Guys, Vertcoin has been as high as $9.97. Sitting at $5.47 is not an all-time high for this. Okay, just because it's recovering and going up does not mean that it is that everything's recovering almost. So it's still on a dip. It's peeled back off that high right here so from 9 to 5.47, that is a dip. Okay, so I'm not going against what I say, and if I do buy something at an all-time high, it's usually because I believe there's big news coming or some good reason. But it's not just because I'm obsessed with the name, because Vertcoin's really not even a cool name, right? And the other point that we made here, I said people are complaining and we talk about too many altcoins on Altcoin Buzz, which is kind of like a double entendre or like a funny hyperbole kind of comment. But it's funny because we're Altcoin Buzz. What do you expect from us? We're going to talk about the altcoins that exist in the market. If you didn't get it in the name, I'm going to let you know in our intro. Yeah, we're going to talk about altcoins. So, complaining that we talk about too many altcoins on Altcoin Buzz, you should have stopped yourself when you started complaining, saying, why do you guys talk about so many altcoins? Well, look at our name. We're going to talk about altcoins, guys. Then complaining that we also talk about coins that we hold positions in. And so I said, so let me get this straight. We should not put our money where our mouth is. I spelled mouth. Because it's kind of like, well, if you guys are going to talk silly, I'll talk silly, and only talk about a select few coins. So what I'm saying is, if I'm going to talk about a coin, more than likely it's because I have an interest in it and I've taken out a position on it. Yeah, that means I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Do you want me to talk about coins that I don't actually believe in enough to actually put my hard-earned money into? I mean, come on. It should be common sense. And I don't always buy the position. I don't always hold the position before I make the video. Sometimes I'll make the video and go out and buy the position. Because, you know, you got to go out, you got to get the Bitcoin, then you got to transfer it to the exchange, you got to wait. I mean, so I mean, what I'm thinking in my mind is I should, if I'm going to talk about this coin and I'm going to say positive things about it, and people are going to get into it, I should join the people that are going to get into it. If I don't get into a coin, I'll let you know. But for the most part, if I like a project, I'm going to talk about it because I see the utility in it. Yeah, and that's why I own so many altcoins. I have a lot of altcoin positions. I really do, and I'm spread out across a lot of different altcoins. Not more than 100, that's for sure. But I don't see the logic behind questioning why I put my money where my mouth is with an altcoin position. That to me is some of the most blatant silliness I've seen. Yes, I own the. If I take out a position and I tell you that I'm telling you I took out a position in the coin. Hello. Now, if you're thinking that I'm trying to pump it, I can guarantee you we don't have that kind of influence. You're giving you guys way too much credit because you guys probably don't even have a collective of maybe even $10 million among you guys, let alone $10 billion. Okay? So I don't even, I mean, most of you guys are playing with, maybe some of you play with tens of thousands of dollars at a time, which does not move a market cap unless it's like 1 million or 2 million. $10,000 isn't going to move a price. Okay? And majority of you guys are really only playing with 100 here and 1,000 here. At least I would assume that, but maybe there's a millionaire out there. But from what I can tell, we don't have that kind of influence. So even if I'm trying to pump up the coin that I'm in the position of, I mean, isn't that what we all do? Like you guys do that. We all say, hey, I got a position here. Have you seen this position? Because why? We're passionate about it. We like the position that we took out, so we talk about it. I don't see the problem in that. Okay. I mean, I'm saying that if I talk about it and I get in the trenches with you, that means I'm getting in the trenches no matter what. Like with the Ember coin thing, I still hold all my Ember coin. I didn't like what happened. I still don't know what's going on with Ember coin. But I didn't bet the farm on Ember coin. I put in $30. I think I'm still up on that $30 even with all the drama. I can't even find where Ember coin's at. But that's because I told you guys in that I'm taking a gamble, right? With these low cap coins that like Rimbit, Ember coin, those are coins that, man, you shouldn't even be investing in. You don't even have to follow me on those coins. Those are gambles, okay? And that's 5 to 10% of a portfolio. That is not that is not my investment strategy. My investment strategy is to be in positions like Vertcoin, a coin that's been around. How long has Vertcoin been around? Since January 20th, 2014. Okay, so Vertcoin's been around for a long time. It's 2018. This thing's almost 4 years old. Okay, if I take out a position on a new coin, it's because I like the fact that some of these new coins that are coming out are actually, believe it or not, some of these new coins are hybrids of old coins. So I like that because they're new and improved versions of it. It's kind of like, you know, we like the iPhone 6, but we kind of like the iPhone 8 better because it's like the new and improved version. You get it? Thank you. It's really not rocket science. I mean, if you just look at the brass tacks, the simplicity of the truth, if you just block out all the BS and you just look at the truth, it'll all make a lot more sense and you'll save yourself a lot of drama. So we'll see you next time.